Hey, it's Riley Bob Dude, and in this video I add a welding table to the end of my workbench because I got a new welder. Come see how I do it. Hey, it's Riley Bob, and this video is super exciting because I'm getting a welder. It's supposed to arrive on Monday, but in the meantime, I'm gonna try to make this end of my workbench into a welding table. I've got these plates that need to be cleaned up. They have these studs on there. I'm going to grind those off. Now, I'm gonna nail these pieces of wood to my bench so that I can make a bath of Evaporust to get all the remaining rust off of the plate. I've left my plates to soak in this Evaporust overnight. Now I'm just gonna drain off this solution, and then I'm going to just rinse off the plates. I'm going to cook out all the moisture with like 2 MAP gas torches, and then I'm gonna apply some wax just so that they're sealed. They're not gonna rust anymore. Here we are a few weeks later. I've finally prepped these plates. My goal for today is to set up this welder. Let's just get into it. That tells me that there's a leak, but you spray soapy water and you see the bubbles. It's not a big deal. You just have to tighten the fitting a little more. Okay, I'm gonna recheck. Okay, now that I've got the welders set up, I'm going to cut some flat bar, square off this end, and weld it together as a test. I'm gonna do that with my portaband. This is a new tool I got. Just a portable bandsaw, super common in metalworking. All right, I've got everything set up, and I'm going to join them so they're one long piece. Out the old welding helmet. Battery's still good. Nice. Hell yeah. Woo! Okay, I've cut a bunch of parts, and now I'm just gonna start fitting them together, and let's see how this table comes together. Alright, so just to get caught up with where we're at, I have welded up the table. It's upside down right now. And because there's welds on the inside here, on this inside corner, I'm gonna take my router and I'm gonna do a quick round over on this edge so that when I flip this over, it'll like seat all the way on. Table is on here. I had to really like force it on with clamps, so it's not coming off. I need to route for my channels. This channel isn't quite flush to the surface, and this is a little bit of a risky operation because ideally I wouldn't be routing right next to my steel. I'm going to have a guide. Hopefully the router bit will just like go right by the steel. I'm going to use some cheap router bits that I have, so if I happen to nick this, I'm not too worried about it. All right, it's a few days later. I have secured a bunch of hardware to attach the welding table to my workbench and attach the channel pieces to the workbench. I'll be assisted today by my lovely assistant, Mazzy. I don't know how helpful she's gonna be, but you know, she's good company. First step, drilling through holes to hold the channel down. Because this front hole is a lot closer to the edge, I'm going to drill all the way through into this angle iron below, and I'm going to do it with the right size drill bit so that I can tap this angle iron or cut threads into it, effectively making this angle iron the nut. All right, well, that's the end of the video. I hope you enjoyed seeing how I added this welding table to the end of my workbench, and it's only fitting that I have my assistant here back for the end. Do you think I did a good job? Well, we'll leave that up to you. Here's the thing. It's a good welding table to just get me started. All I'm going to be doing down here is like TIG welding because it's not going to put off a bunch of sparks. I feel it's relatively safe to do down here. I know from all my experience that as far as welding tables go, you know, this is kind of on the small side. It's certainly on the thin side. Usually they're made out of 1-inch plate and super beefy. But you know what's great about this one? It's here, it's done, and it's ready to go. And I made it, and I'm super stoked. And now I have a nice little spot where I can work on future welding videos. I've already got some ideas about tricking out my welding cart and making it way more functional for me, and just working on some other projects. So let me know if those are the kind of videos you'd like to see. Mazzy, what are you doing? And I was also thinking about doing like a shop tour video, so why don't you let me know in the comments, you know, what kind of videos you'd like to see in the future. We really do appreciate you watching the videos, and hope you're having a good start to your summer. and I will see you next time.